Alice and I are going on our first road trip together. We are actually going to Dollywood. It's like a 4.5-hour drive. Some of my family was doing a road trip. They went to Texas to visit like one of my sisters. So they're coming back up through on their way back to Pennsylvania. And one of my brothers lives down in like Bristol, which is only like 2 hours away from Dollywood. So my brother and his wife, and then my mom and the twins, and then my other brother Titus, we are all going to Dollywood together. So it's like 10:49. This is the first road trip that I've taken by myself with Alice. Alvin stayed at home to watch Graham and because he has to work tomorrow. But we're actually just driving down today, staying at the hotel overnight, and then going to Dollywood tomorrow. And then Alice and I are gonna drive back home tomorrow night. I, on purpose, and only leaving now right around 11 because I was going to do just a 1-nap day with Alice, because for 1 naps she can usually sleep like 2 to 3 hours, whereas if it's a 2-nap day, then she would really, I usually wake her up after like an hour and a half, sometimes an hour 15. And so I wanted to get the majority of the drive while she's sleeping. So she's not asleep yet. We just got in the car and we're leaving now. So I figured I could probably get like 45 minutes of driving in by the time she would fall asleep. And then while she's sleeping, I should be able to get at least 2 hours. And so then once she wakes up is when I will stop for us to like eat. I brought a little cooler and I have all her snacks and we can get something. And so then after that, I'm hoping to just be able to make the rest of the drive while she's awake without her getting too fussy. Because usually when we take long road trips, Alvin's driving and then I will sit part of the way up front and then switch in the back when she has like her long wake window of like, you know, wanting to play and playing toys and stuff. And so this is totally different. So we're gonna see how this goes. But I figured I would just vlog since it's a really quick trip, super fun. I haven't been to Dollywood since I was a little kid. We used to actually live in this area. So I am excited. So let's hope this road trip goes well. I'm also gonna listen to an audiobook, but I haven't quite decided which one. I think I might listen to Darling Girls because it's only a 9-hour audiobook. And so I would definitely be able to get it totally done within today and tomorrow during the drive. Then the other options I have are My Sweet Angel, which is like a true crime book. And then Miracle Creek, which is like a crime thriller, I believe. Miracle Creek was actually my buddy read that was supposed to be last month for Patreon and I did not get to it yet, so getting that done would be good. But Darling Girls is my buddy read for this month for Patreon, so also getting that done would be good. So I'm just gonna kind of probably feel out how I'm feeling. The other audiobooks though are like 12 and 14 hours, so I kind of want to do Darling Girls since it's 9 hours and I know I could like complete it and get it done. And I made myself an iced latte before going, so it's a shot of the Starbucks like dark espresso that you can get for the Nespresso, and some raw milk that I get from the farm, some heavy cream, and a splash of vanilla extract and maple syrup, and it's so good. It is 11:42. Alice and I are actually stopping at a Burger King to grab something to eat because I always like to use, we always stop at Burger King because we always like save the coupons. They just have such good coupons. So we have about an hour and a half left. Alice actually slept from 11:20 until 12:40. And that was like, she's been awake now for an hour, but she was like being really good and playing with like her little Pop-It thing and stuff, and she has like a little book. And so then I waited. I wanted to drive as much as I could until she started getting like a little whiny just because of her being hungry. And so yeah, like we ended up getting a good portion of the drive and we're gonna stop and eat. I gotta pee. Gotta figure out how I'm gonna pee with Alice. I did bring my back and front carrier. It's like my Wild Bird aerial carrier, so I can go back or front. I might have to put her in that, but then that way she can kind of like play a little bit on some booths and like eat some burger and stuff, and then we'll drive the last hour and a half to get there. So I think I'm gonna have this like $5.99 2 Whopper Junior sandwiches and 2 medium French fries. Or maybe actually I'll do, they have a $6.99 Whopper meal. It's a Whopper sandwich, large French fry, large drink, and then I can just get like a burger patty or something for her. Or we did like chicken nuggets before, and then I just kind of like ate the breading off of them just because I didn't want her to have like a bunch of breading. I like stopping at like Chick-fil-A because they have like the grilled nuggets and she loves that like grilled chicken. All right, I'm probably gonna try and pee like this. How much is just to get like a burger patty? Burger. Eat it. Alice is liking her burger. I just got a plain burger patty for her. It was like $1.50. And we went to the bathroom, so it actually worked out really well, that carrier, because I had her on my front and I was able to just pee and then wash my hands and stuff. So yeah, if you ever need to, if you're ever out and about by yourself. All right, so we're just going to eat. And then I might let her, I don't know, crawl on the, like, the benches really quickly or something before we get back in the car. My Whopper. Looks pretty good, huh? Are you eating your burger? Nom nom. Okay, we are back in the car. So we ate, I peed, I changed Alice's diaper, which it always irritates me. None of these places ever have changing tables. So I changed her in the booth because where else was I going to change her? Because usually I change her in the back of my car, but my trunk has stuff in it. She's back in her car seat. She does have her gunky pacifier, and I have the little like stroller fan kind of blowing on her because sometimes it gets like a little hot. And then I have some toys. So I have her little bun bun, and I already gave her like Pop It, but then this is kind of another version. So like these you can pop in, you can pull these. She loves this thing, and I only recently got it in the last few weeks for one of our other trips. So definitely get this, it's great. And then I have her teether that I can give her. I have her water, and I have a couple like little books. I think I have another teether and stuff in here, but that way, if I keep them up here with me, I can hand one like back one at a time. And that's just very helpful instead of like giving all the toys at once and then she just like throws them out. This will help me be able to like, you know, keep it going. We have an hour and 39 minutes until we get there. So let's get on the road. We're supposed to get there around 4 o'clock. Right, we technically made it. We are at this like Knife Works place. It's like the biggest knife store ever. I've been here before, but my brothers, we're meeting my mom and my brothers here, and so Alice and I are gonna go in and look around. There's like animals that I think she would be like excited to look at, and then I think our hotel is like 15 or 20 minutes away. Alice has been doing really great. She got just a little tiny grumpy, and then I gave her like last toy, the one that I showed you guys, the one that like keeps her busy for a while. So we're gonna go in. Are you excited?
Or it looks like Cracker Barrel.
Oh, Alice has this, but I got it at a thrift store.
Gonna take the wheel?
got back from looking around the outlets. It is 7:45 and I just fed Alice her milk. Yeah, we're gonna read some books and then it's gonna be time for Alice to go to bed. And then my mom is actually grabbing a Wendy's like baked potato and chili for me. So their room is literally like right down from here, and the monitor, I checked, the monitor works in their room. So I'm gonna put Alice to bed and then I'm gonna like hang out with them and like talk to my mom and brothers and stuff while Alice is sleeping. Baby's belly button. Where are baby's eyes? Where are they? There they are. Baby's feet. There they are. All right, here's your gunkies. Here you go. 1, 2, 3. And you have Bun Bun. All right, let's turn off this light. And let's turn on the sound machine. All right, good morning. Got both of us with crazy hair. It is like 7:30. Yeah, I think that's your milk. 7:30. Alice and I just got up and I'm about to feed her milk. I did put on her outfit because I changed her diaper, but then none of us have gotten ready other than that. So I'm gonna feed her milk and then I'll like do her hair and then I'll get ready while she like plays. And then we're gonna go down for breakfast and stuff because they have like a hot breakfast here at this hotel. Yeah, that's baby Alice. There, huh? That looks pretty cool. All right, let's do your hair. Roll down. That's standing. That's not sitting.
So where's the food?
Oh, it's all out there. Did you see it?
Dude, you're the best multitasker.
Whoa, are you on the horsey? Look at all those horsies. Can you say nay? Yeah, there she did it. Yeah. Ah. You wanna wave back there? Whoa! Are you riding the horsey with Danny? She's like, whoa, we're moving.
Hold on, it's scary for a little while. Now you want to go on the car?
Woo, there's our car. Yeah, are you driving? Vroom, vroom. Woo. Hi guys. Woo. You eat your cheese? No orange?
Because we only have 10 years to be rich. We are rich.
Later, and we might get the pork sandwiches. I think it's
It's also no line in the ladies' get.
So you don't have to dip, whatever they have. Yeah, for shame.
Hi. Alright, we got Alice's pajamas on. We're actually getting ready to leave. It is 5:47. So I'm going to load my wagon in the car. Guys, this was like so amazing for this trip. Like, I'm so glad I got a wagon. I'll have to like show you all the cool things about it later. But I'm gonna feed her her bottle that I have, and then we're gonna get on the road. I'm gonna get you. I have everything packed in the car. It is 5:56. I tried to feed Alice her milk and she didn't really want it. She did just eat some applesauce, but she's been eating all day long with just everybody. So I don't think that she's like hungry right now. And I have the bottle in case like if I have to stop later, if she's like awake, but I'm hoping that she's just asleep, and then we'll see how the transfer goes later, because I've never actually like transferred her before. She slept on me on the carrier earlier today for like maybe like 40 minutes. So I'm assuming she's gonna fall asleep pretty fast, because normally she has like 2 to 2.5 hours worth of naps, and she only had like 40 minutes worth of naps because there was just so much going on. She had a lot of fun though. She loved riding the kiddie rides. She loved sitting in this wagon. That wagon was just like such a good purchase, and I cannot wait to like use it all this whole entire summer and when I have more kids, because you can fit so many kids in it. I do need to get gas, so I think I'm going to try and find a gas station with like coffee or something, so that way I can just like have drinks. I have like beef sticks and stuff still, so I don't think I'll have to stop for food because I'm full right now because I was eating in the park. We actually got this like food pass thing, so you spent $45 and you had this like food pass, and you could get 5 like dishes. They were like all over the park. It was like more than 5 like options, but you could get 5 of the options. And so I used 3 of them, and then I gave the pass to my family so they could use the other 2. But I had like a chicken and potato thing and some shrimp mac and cheese earlier today, and then we had like a strawberry and basil ricotta flatbread. That was so good. But there was like tons of food options, and I loved like that like food pass. It was such a good deal, whereas like everything would have been like $12 or $13 if I would have bought them all separately. And then I did have just a regular like Starbucks Pike's Place coffee. I actually wish that they had more coffee options. Like an iced latte would have been really good or something, but they literally just had Starbucks drip coffee, and only at like very few places, so I had a hard time finding coffee in the park. Yeah, let's hope the drive goes really well, and I'll update you guys when we get home. And then I think before I close out this vlog, I'm gonna try and show you guys like the wagon that I got, to show you just like the features and stuff, because I'm sure some people will have questions about it. Hi. Yes, and I'm redeeming a reward.
You're gonna redeem?
Yes.
Points?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll just drink it. And sorry, can I get like a small cup of hot water, but only filled halfway? I'm just heating up a bottle. Thank you. Oh yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yeah. I had a reward for a Starbucks coffee, and I was passing one on my way to get on the interstate. So like I'm still literally like in 𝑨𝒐𝒏. But while I was waiting in the drive-thru, I think Alice had another poop, because I actually changed a poop when we first like finished with Dollywood, and I was like getting her in her pajamas, and she didn't want her milk, I think because it was cold and I didn't heat it up. So I got some hot water so that way I can heat it up, and I'm gonna change her and then feed her this, and then we're going to be on the road after that, and then I won't have to worry about her like, you know, being hungry or, you know, sitting in poop or anything. Look that I actually have had for. So Alice and I made it back home last night. We actually got home at 11, and after the whole Starbucks situation where I like changed her and fed her her milk and stuff, she ended up falling asleep at 7:15, and she slept the whole entire way home. And then when I got back, I just took her out of the car seat and put her up in her crib, and she just went to sleep. Like, you know, the transfer went really, really well. I was worried because I've never really done that before because we're not really out and about traveling late at night. But it was great because I already had her in her pajamas, and like she already had her diaper changed like previously. And normally like she goes to bed, you know, and sleeps like 12 hours at night, so that's normally like what her diaper would be anyway. So I didn't feel like I had to change her diaper when I got home, just transfer her to the crib. And then she slept until 7:30 this morning. So I'm actually about to put my wagon away, but I wanted to show you guys just like the features of it, because my sister-in-law was the one that like talked about this wagon, and she persuaded me to get one, and I am so glad that I did because it was so great using it yesterday. And pretty much every single person at the park had either this baby trend wagon or the Wonderfolds, but the Wonderfolds are so expensive. This one is so affordable. So I want to show you just like how cool it is. So I had it in my Prius, but I had the back wheels off. It doesn't quite fit in there, but you have this latch here that you unlatch, and then you literally just pull it up in order to, you know, have it all the way. But what's really, really awesome is that it has, you know, the sunshade, but it also has these like mosquito nets that you can unzip, and they fully come down on both sides, so you can have like great mosquito netting. You can take this off, and it came with a snack tray. You can also take that off if you don't want it, but 2 kids can sit because there's a seatbelt here and a seatbelt here. But it also came with the like the netting that you can like put the netting over top, so you can like put your actual infant car seat. So when I have my next baby, I can have Alice, you know, when she's like 3 or whatever, sitting in, you know, either one, and then I can have the baby in the actual like infant car seat. And then it also came with a console here, so you have like 2 water bottle holders and a huge pocket. I mean, we had this stuffed yesterday. And then it came with this bag, so you can actually have it like this on this side, or you can fold it in and totally push it through and have it on that, or you can even attach it to this side and either have it in or out. You can also buy another one of these. This is just all that came with this one, but you can buy another one of these, and it even comes with a cooler that like fits in here. And so I'm debating whether I'm going to get that, so that way I can have one on that side and have like a zipper cooler. And then it even has a cup holder here and on the other side, and then because it's a wagon, it has like the handle that you can like pull out, but I didn't actually use the handle, I just used it like a stroller, and I just love this thing. I actually got mine for the open box deal that like on Amazon, and so normally I think this is $269 or something like that, and I got it for $222, which is going to be great because I am not planning on getting like a double stroller or anything, because I can use this with the infant car seat. I am going to use this as like my double stroller for having multiple kids in the future. So I honestly wish I would have just gotten this and never gotten like a regular stroller. You know, you can always get like a cheap umbrella stroller if you need to fit in like really small places or run in somewhere. But because I do so much like baby wearing, and then to have multiple kids, this is going to come in so handy. I almost wish I would have known about this to just purchase this before I would have ever gotten like my stroller that I use with Alice. I like my stroller in the regards that like it's really easy to push and like go places, but there's certain features about it where like Alice doesn't quite sit up all the way. She's kind of always reclined, and she likes this, like she prefers this wagon much more than the stroller, because she can sit up, she can play with toys. It's almost like a pack and play on wheels. And then also my stroller does not have a snack tray or like cup holder attachment or anything that I can add for her. So even when she's like playing with toys on a walk, like I lost a rubber teether because I didn't hear it drop. And so this is just so much nicer to have like a playpen on wheels, and for her to have like a snack tray and a drink tray and stuff like that. So yeah, and then to fold it down, it literally just folds. I'm gonna actually keep this in our closet until our garage is fully done, because I don't want it to get faded. My other stroller I had left on the porch, and so it definitely has gotten faded because we don't have a garage, and I didn't want to constantly put it in and out. but the garage is actually, we just closed on it today, so it should be starting to be built this week, and it should be done in a couple months. I think for just small, you know, walks around the neighborhood, I'm still going to use my faded stroller that I have sitting outside, and then for big things, you know, aquariums, zoos, like bring this. And then once we have the garage, I can just leave this in the garage like for all walks, and then I can just sell my old stroller. So on my drive home last night, I was planning on reading like audiobooks during my whole trip, and I don't know, do you guys ever get in like moments where you don't want to read fiction books and you just want to like drown yourself in like learning and new information? Because that is literally me. I go through these, like, I don't know if you should call them like reading slumps, because it's mostly just like fiction where like I don't want to read a fiction book, but I will literally jump into a pool of nonfiction and learn about a new topic or learn about something that I've, you know, been intrigued about. And so that's how it was during this trip. I tried to listen to some of my fiction audiobooks, and I was like, no, I am not interested in this at the moment. And so I switched over. I like to listen to podcasts a lot if I don't have like an actual nonfiction book to read. And so I like the 𝑨𝒐𝒂𝒛𝒐𝒏 like foundation. I follow a lot of that type of crunchy stuff, so I don't know if everyone here would agree with me, but they have a podcast called Wise Traditions. And so I was over on their podcast and I listened to an episode number 458. It was called Get Your Kids Outside. And this is about, there's a book and a podcast and like a whole like website and everything. I think this lady, I think her name is Jenny, but she created this, I don't know what to call it, but anyway, it's 1,000 hours outside. It's like a challenge where she was saying how great it is for kids to be outside. Like back in the day, you know, like you would play outside as a kid, and now, you know, we have more screens, we have more indoor time, people are sitting at desks or at school or whatever it would be. And so it's like a challenge for you to get 1,000 hours outside with your kid every single year. And she was just saying how like much better that is for health and bone structure. And then she was also saying that like she had 3 young kids and she was like a stay-at-home mom, and she was saying just how like exhausted she was and how hard it was to be a mom and to like entertain. And then that's when her friend had like talked about like, oh no, like let's get together and just have our kids outside. And she was saying how it was like the first time, because I think the 1,000 hours challenge, you're supposed to get it done within a year. So it's like 3 to 4 hours worth of outside time throughout, like during the day. And so she said that like they went to a park at like 9 a.m. They brought a lunch and they just were outside until 1 p.m. and that it was just amazing because she didn't have to like plan any activities for her kids. They just played with like her other friends' kids. And so I was so intrigued by this whole thing. She has a book and a podcast, and so I'm going to like add the book. If I can get it from the library, it'll probably just be a quick read on my Kindle. And then I want to start listening to her podcast, and I want to check out her website. And I actually was going to see if somebody doesn't already have something like that around where I live. I was actually thinking of like kind of creating a group or something where moms, like we all of us moms could get together. It doesn't have to be every day, but maybe at least like once a week or twice a week where we meet up, so that way our kids can like play together outside. I was gonna think more about it, but she said that a big key is that like kids would play with the neighbors. You know, like growing up, you had like a whole block of kids and you would just always play outside together. And so because we live in such a good community, I want to find other moms that are interested in doing this with me, so that way like we can sit and chat and then our kids can just like play. So anyway, I was like so motivated by this whole episode, and I wanted to talk about it here just for any of you moms that like watch my channel, because I just think it's like so cool. I think they talked about a couple other books like in that podcast episode, so I'm gonna go back and listen, because I think there were books that I was actually interested in also reading, like nonfiction, you know, kids help. Now there actually was another book that I had added to my TBR because I heard someone else talk about it, and I had started reading it. This was like a month ago, and I just didn't have time to like continue reading it. It's called There's No Such Thing as Bad Weather. And so this is another one that I have on my list to actually read because Alice and I do stay inside way too much. Like, I am more of a home, like, inside person, and I always am like, I don't like the outside, but I don't want to raise Alice that way, and I do want to get her more outside so we can get like the vitamin D and, you know, for her to enjoy playing outside. I would love to do this 1,000 hours challenge, especially because we would be starting it here in the summer, and I wanted to get the pool membership and go to the pool, and we could go to the park and we could do all this stuff. And then the real challenge comes up during the winter time. But at that time, Alice would be a little bit older, so then I could challenge us to get out in the winter time. Anyway, I just wanted to like talk about that because I just thought that that podcast episode was so great, and I had nowhere else to like talk about it. I don't have a video coming up about it or anything, and so hopefully you guys watched to the end of this to hear my thoughts about that. But yeah, such a good, I love that whole podcast, the Wise Traditions, but like it's very, very crunchy, so maybe you don't agree with everything, but some of the episodes, like, you probably would just get so much information from them. I love podcasts so much. Like, if you have any podcast recommendations for me that are like about raising kids in like a crunchy environment, you know, let me know, because I just love listening to anything like that. Well, I even love it for myself, ways that I can, you know, be better or make myself better, or things that I didn't know about. I just love learning so much. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this whole vlog of me taking that road trip. It actually went so well. Alice was so good and the drive went so well. And so I'm so glad that I took this solo trip and actually did that, because it was like, I did that. Like, I went with Alice on a 4.5 hour drive, well, there, and also 4.5 hours back. And it was just really cool to know that I had the confidence to be able to do that. And then Dollywood was really fun. You can do it. You can go travel with your 1-year-old, especially if your husband has to work like mine did. So I need to go wake up Alice from her nap and edit this video to get up for you guys. And I will see you all in another video soon. Bye, everyone.